Welcome to While We Were Distracted, the podcast where we explore topics that often get overshadowed in the rush of daily life.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive with us. Today we are tackling calendars.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, and this all started because one of our lovely listeners wrote in and wanted to know why we have a 12-month calendar when, like, so many ancient cultures had a 13-month system.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah,
It seems like such a weird system that we're using, right? And it's one of those things that you never really think about until someone points it out.
yeah, exactly. Like, why 12 months?
We're like, is there something we're missing? Are we like totally out of sync with the cosmos?
Are we missing like a whole month of something? Who knows?
Maybe.
So to get to the bottom of this, we've got like this stack of sources right here. We've got a guide from the Connecticut State Library. We did some Wikipedia deep dives.
Of course.
And then we even fell down a couple of YouTube rabbit holes.
Uh-huh.
So hopefully we can kind of like untangle this whole calendar mystery.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating to think about how many ancient cultures had these 13-month calendars. You know, you've got the Celts, the Inca, even the Ethiopians still use a 13-month calendar.
Whoa, I
Yeah.
did not know that.
It's pretty cool. And each month had 28 days, which when you think about it makes so much more sense.
Mathematically, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect lunar cycle.
Right. And there's even this 13th zodiac sign that most people don't even know about. Fuchsia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we're missing a whole zodiac sign. This is like a big conspiracy already.
Right. And it makes you wonder, you know, like, were these ancient cultures on to something that we've lost? Were they more in tune with these natural rhythms and cosmic cycles?
Yeah, it's like they were vibing with the universe.
Yeah.
And we're just over here stuck with our like random 30 and 31 day months.
Yeah.
Totally out of sync.
Yeah, no. It's like we took this elegant system and just kind of jumbled it all up.
Okay, so somebody messed up somewhere along the way.
Hmm.
Who do we blame for this calendar chaos?
Well, you can point the finger at the Romans, at least in part.
Yeah.
Their early calendar, the Romulus calendar, only had 10 months.
Wait. 10 months?
10 months.
What did they do with the rest of the year?
I guess they just chilled.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Just like took a 2-month vacation.
I mean, can you imagine? Like,
Yeah.
life must have been so different back then. But then Julius Caesar came along and decided to shake things up a bit.
Oh, Julius Caesar always has to make things about him, right?
Right. He introduced the Julian calendar, which is closer to what we use today. But even that wasn't perfect. It didn't quite align with the solar year, so the seasons would drift out of sync over time.
Okay, so even Caesar couldn't get it quite right.
Apparently not.
So then where does Pope Gregory III come in?
Ah, yes, Pope Gregory, the calendar hero.
So he's the one who gave us the Gregorian calendar, like the one we use now.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Even the Gregorian calendar is off by about 26 seconds per year.
What?
Yeah.
So we're still messed up.
We're still messing up. It's just a very slow mess up.
Okay, well, I guess that's a problem for future generations to deal with.
Right. But what's really interesting is that these calendar changes weren't always driven by a desire for accuracy. Often there were political motivations at play.
Oh, this is where it gets juicy.
Right.
Tell me more.
Well, think about it. Emperors wanted to extend their terms, add festivals, basically leave their mark on time itself.
So they were just like messing with the calendar for their own personal gain.
Pretty much.
Wow.
And these changes had real consequences. One of the documents from the Connecticut State Library talks about the utter confusion caused by switching from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar back in the 1700s.
Oh, yeah. I bet that was a mess.
Yeah, they had this system called double dating, just to keep track of things.
Double dating.
Yeah.
I could barely handle regular dating in high school.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if all these calendar changes have actually obscured our understanding of history. Could there be entire cycles, events, maybe even whole civilizations that we've simply forgotten because our timekeeping system shifted?
Well, hold on. Are we going down a conspiracy theory rabbit hole here?
Yeah.
Because I am so ready for that.
Oh, absolutely. Like, down the rabbit hole we go.
Let's do it.
So one of the YouTube videos we found dives into this theory about, like, missing time.
Yeah.
The idea that, like, calendar changes have deliberately hidden knowledge from us.
Okay, I'm listening.
And they even point to the 1775 Bible that lists March as the first month and Sunday as the first day of the week.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Sundays weren't always the start of the week.
It's true.
My mind is blown.
It sounds crazy, right? But
Right.
there's actually a historical explanation for it. In England, the calendar year did start in March up until 1752. As for Sunday being the first day, well, that's a whole other rabbit hole. That connects to astrology, religious beliefs, and maybe even a bit of power play.
Okay, so like someone just decided to switch things up. Like what happened to those missing days?
It's a complex story, but essentially the shift away from a Sunday starting week might have been influenced by a desire to distance Christianity from its pagan roots.
Interesting.
Many ancient cultures aligned the days of the week with specific planets, and Sunday was associated with the sun, a powerful symbol in many pagan traditions.
So by moving away from a Sunday starting week, they were trying to create a more distinctly Christian calendar.
That's one interpretation. And it gets even more interesting when you consider the potential astrological implications. If you shift the days of the week, you also shift their planetary associations. It's like changing the fundamental energy of each day.
Whoa, okay, that is deep. I never thought about calendars having such profound implications.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
But let's get back to that 13-month system for a second. It wasn't just an ancient thing, right? Didn't someone try to bring it back in the 20th century?
Absolutely. In the early 1900s, there was a serious push for what was called the International Fixed Calendar, which was basically a modernized version of that 13-month system.
Okay, tell me more.
So every month had 28 days and started on a Sunday.
That sounds amazing.
Right?
Why didn't that catch on? Did people just hate having an extra month to pay bills?
Well, practicality wasn't the issue. The International Fixed Calendar had some pretty powerful supporters, including George Eastman, the founder of Kodak.
No way.
Yeah.
He was on board with the 13-month calendar.
He actually implemented it at his company.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So if it worked for Kodak, why didn't everyone else jump on board?
Well, as with many things, there were cultural and religious roadblocks. The main opposition came from religious groups, who were concerned about the Sabbath shifting to a different day each year if we switch to a 13-month calendar.
Yeah, that makes sense. Religion and calendar is always a complicated mix.
For sure.
But it's fascinating to think about what could have been. A world with perfectly balanced months, all starting on a Sunday. It's almost utopian.
It really is. But even though the International Fixed Calendar didn't become the norm, it does raise an important question. What if our current system is actually out of sync with something deeper? What if by clinging to this jumbled mess of months, we've lost touch with natural rhythms and cosmic energies?
Okay, now you're talking my language. Are you saying that our calendar could be affecting our lives in ways we don't even realize?
Let's just say it's worth considering. Our calendar doesn't align with lunar cycles, solar events, or any natural rhythms, really. It's entirely a human construct.
So you're saying that by ignoring the natural world in our timekeeping, we've created this disconnect. But what are the practical consequences of that? Are we talking agricultural disasters, mass hysteria, the end of weekends?
Well, it might not be quite that dramatic, but one of the sources we found mentions that our calendar is off from the lunar cycle by almost a full day each month. And the moon's influence is more profound than many people realize.
Yeah, I've heard about farmers planting by the moon, but is that just an old wives' tale?
Not at all. The moon's gravitational pull affects tides, and it also has a measurable impact on plant growth. For millennia, people lived in tune with those lunar rhythms. They planted, harvested, even held social gatherings based on the moon's phases.
So maybe those ancient 13-month calendars weren't so primitive after all. They were tapping into something real, something powerful.
Exactly. And if our modern calendar disrupts that alignment, it's worth asking if there are unintended consequences. Could it be contributing to things like soil depletion, erratic weather patterns, even a sense of disconnect from the natural world? It's definitely something to think about.
I am officially mind blown. I'm starting to think our seemingly simple calendar is a lot more complex and powerful than we give it credit for. We need a moment to process all of this. Dear listener, I hope you're taking notes, because this deep dive is about to take us even deeper.
Welcome back, everyone. I don't know about you, but I'm still reeling from that last segment. My whole concept of time has been completely shattered.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing, isn't it? This thing we use every day to organize our lives, the calendar, turns out to be so much more complex than we ever imagined.
And we were just getting started on the potential consequences of all this, being out of sync with those natural rhythms like the lunar cycle. Could that actually be affecting us in ways we don't realize? It's definitely a possibility. Think about it. For most of human history, people lived in tune with the moon's cycles. It influenced everything from agriculture to social gatherings. There's a reason so many ancient cultures had those 13-month calendars, each month aligned with a full lunar cycle.
So are you saying we should all, ditch our iPhones and start howling at the moon?
Not necessarily. But maybe there's a middle ground. Even if we can't change the calendar on a global scale, we can each make choices to reconnect with natural rhythms in our own lives.
Okay, I like that. So how do we actually do that?
It can be as simple as just paying attention to the moon's phases. Observe how you feel during a full moon, a new moon, the waxing and waning phases. Do you notice any shifts in your energy levels, your mood, even your sleep patterns?
Now that you mention it, I do feel more energized and creative during a full moon. I always just thought that was a coincidence. But maybe there's something to this whole lunar connection.
Right. Many cultures believe the full moon is a powerful time for manifestation, for releasing what no longer serves you and setting intentions. And the new moon is often seen as a time for introspection, for planting seeds of new beginnings.
Wow, I'm starting to see how a calendar that ignores these cycles could really throw us off. It's
Yeah.
like we're trying to live in this rigid artificial time structure, while nature is just doing its own thing.
Exactly, and that disconnect might be manifesting in ways we haven't even considered. Some researchers suggest that our misaligned calendar could be contributing to sleep disorders, mood swings, even a sense of disconnection from the natural world.
Okay, so besides becoming like a moon-worshipping hermit, what can we do about this?
Well, there are small steps we can take. Start a moon journal, track its phases, and notice how you feel. Try gardening by the moon. There are tons of resources out there on planting and harvesting according to lunar cycles. Even just taking a few moments each day to appreciate the night sky, the stars, the moon, it can help us reconnect to those larger rhythms.
This has been a truly mind-bending deep dive. We started with a simple question about 12 versus 13 months, and ended up questioning our whole relationship with time.
It's amazing how something as seemingly mundane as a calendar can lead to such profound insights.
It really is. And it makes you wonder what other hidden truths are out there, just waiting to be uncovered.
Exactly. That's the beauty of exploration and curiosity. There's always more to learn and discover.
Well, on that note, we want to thank you, our amazing listeners, for joining us on this incredible journey. We hope you continue to explore these ideas, do your own research, and share your thoughts with us.
And remember, time might be a construct, but it's also a mystery, a source of wonder, and a powerful force that shapes our lives in profound ways.
So until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep into the mysteries that surround us.
If you enjoyed this episode of While We Were Distracted, be sure to watch the video that inspired it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the next episode on While We Were Distracted.